Hello, and this is TomTomGo98, and I'm bringing back another Team Fortress 2 video. This video is going to be based upon unusual trading in unusual market. So if you don't know what unusuals are, they're basically ordinary hats in the game with particles on them. Like I have one right now for the pyro. It's a little buddy with a kilowatt effect. And there's many of different hats you can have and many different effects that are out there. And unusual hats are worth lots more than the normal hats, ranging anywhere from $20 all the way to $10,000. So first things first, if you want to get into the unusual trade market, you're going to have to build your backpack up to around 10 to 15 keys to get your first unusual. And first unusuals, are the first cheap ones, don't look very good and also aren't very high in demand. So if you want to buy or trade unusuals, you want to go to trade _ unusual trade. So here's some servers you can that are just dedicated to people buying and selling unusuals. And I always keep some of my favorite on my favorites list. So we'll join one and I'll get back to you. Okay, so now we're on a trade unusual server, and when you walk around, you're gonna see a lot of people with Australians, kill streaks, and most important, unusuals. So first of all, you're gonna wanna look in the chat, or if you have voice chat and a mic able, you want to use that, because communicating with other players via the mic is a lot easier and faster to get trades done. So if you get into a trade and you want to make sure your unusual that you're buying is clean and not duped, you'll want to open Outpost and backpack.tf. So in the example, we're going to use my unusual. So first, if you don't know, the easiest way I do is I just go to find users and you just type in the player's name. Sometimes it's hard because there's more than one person with the name, but there's me. You'll click on me and then you'll go to Steam Rep SR Plus. And then here they have a bunch of links to every website, and you want to go to backpack.tf. And in backpack.tf, it brings up your backpack, and you just scroll until you see something highlighted purple, and then when you hover over it, it shows the backpack.tf price. And if you go to history, click history, it brings up the past owners, and if it was duplicated, there'd be a giant red box here with a caution symbol that says warning, this item may be duplicated. That doesn't always mean it is, but most people like to buy clean unusuals to be safe than sorry. So that's how to make sure you know if it's clean in the general price range. And I suggest, if you're going to use backpack.tf for the prices, like on unusual prices here, they have a bunch of unusuals with all the effects, and people vote on the prices for everything. So if I had, what is it, my little buddy, I click on the hat, and it brings up the different effects for each one. So the burning little buddy, and the ones with exclamation points mean they're old and they don't all really mean anything anymore. So mine's kilowatt, so 2 to 2.1 or 2 to 2.2 buds. That doesn't really mean anything. That just means mine's in that range. If I want to make for sure that that's what it's at, or I need to know what I need to sell it for, I'll go to Outpost, make a search, and you just do your hat and the unusual and whatever effect it is. So mine is terawatt or kilowatt. I always get those two confused. And you can leave this blank, meaning it's anything. So here's my trade. I am selling it for clean Aussie scattergun, pure unusuals offers, or a clean max, and I add. Other people, someone else is selling for 2 buds and 12 keys. Offers 1.8 and so on. So you can look at all these other people's. Some people might be quick selling, which means they are selling it for way under discounted price, like 30 to 50% off the backpack.tf price, and they just basically want to get rid of their unusual for pure. And then your BO, or your buyout, means what you want for it. So I don't have a buyout on my trade right now. My buyout's basically this, but that doesn't really mean anything. So a little trick for your buyout is, I know my unusual is worth around 30-ish keys, and that's kind of what I want for it. So a good trick is, instead of saying buy out 30 keys, I could say buy out 36 keys. And when someone trades me and they're like, hey, I got some keys, I could be like, well, I was trying to sell this unusual for 36, but I guess I could give you a discounted price for 30. And the guy that I'm trading is going to be like, wow, this guy's already discounting 6 keys from the unusual. This is a good deal. I must buy it so I can make some profit or something. So, but if you just traded them and be like, well, I'm selling it for 30, then they're going to want a discount from that, and you might get 22 keys or something. So he might want a little less than that, like 28, but that's a lot better than 22. So that's a good, helpful trick to setting your buyout. And then you can also set out some current offers, like I have past offers, some unusual offers I was thinking about, but I didn't do the deal for. So, and if you put that out, it shows that, oh, if other people offer that, I might want to offer a little above that, so I might be able to get the unusual, and you can consider the offer. And the most important rule of trading and unusual trading is you gotta have patience. If you don't have patience and you've got, like my little buddy, I just got it today, 3 hours later I've had it, I'm about to go to bed, and I'm like, why did I buy this? This unusual, no one wants to buy it. And then the next day I lower my price by 4 keys. No one buys it then. Next day I lower it by 4 keys, and eventually I'll sell it for 20. Nowhere near what I wanted to get it for before. So you just gotta have your set price, and I've had this unusual for around 2 weeks. I don't mind keeping it, and that's another important rule. Only buy / like trade your unusual for another unusual for unusuals you want or like or wouldn't mind keeping for a month. Like this unusual, I don't know, it's not the best, but it looks pretty cool on the pyro. One time I had a bad trade where I bought a robot and heavy hat with dead presidents. As soon as I got on a server, I said, buy an unusual 16 keys. Some dude instantly trades me. He's like, I was going to sell this for 20. Other people are selling it for 20. And you should buy it from me. I was like, without even thinking, I just bought it, snatched it up. And that was one of the worst choices I've made in unusual trading. That unusual is really, really hard to sell. First of all, people don't like robo effects. Or 3rd gen effects, which Dead Presidents is a 3rd gen, and it was a robo hat. It was for the heavy, and I checked TF2 Outpost for the history. It looked fine. I checked backpack.tf, and apparently it was duped. So that was one of the worst decisions I've ever made. So, and also another important thing to remember when you're trading is remember what TF2 is. It's not this game where everyone sits around on the server, idling, trading, waiting for someone to buy what they have. It's a action-paced game. So actually play the real game, and don't forget to have fun.